brothers and sisters out there. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you are one of the few who stumbled upon this video, welcome. You are watching the very first video to ever be uploaded onto this channel. I do also intend to upload the voice file onto Spotify, so this will also be a podcast that you can listen to as well. So first, getting into this, I just wanted to both introduce myself as well as the Socially Rejectable channel, kind of talk about where the name came from, why I called it that, discuss the logo a little bit, and talk about some of the things that you can anticipate seeing in this channel. So first and foremost, my name is Megan, or Meg. I will be the one that's going to be on this channel all the time talking to you. So hello. A little bit about me is I am a born again Christian, and that is going to be the biggest thing about this channel. It is going to be primarily geared towards Christian content, specifically sharing testimonies of those who we might not hear testimonies from a lot, which kind of goes into that logo of those who are socially rejectable. And I mean, I feel like it's kind of self explanatory, but I'll walk you through it anyways. So, the R on there, you can see that that's a prescription, as well as the L at the very end, the syringe, that is gearing more towards those who have substance use disorder. There's also the cross right in the middle, right, which is for Jesus Christ. He's going to be the center of this entire channel. And also the tent, right, and that represents those who are currently unhoused and living on the streets, who desperately need us to reach out and get to them and help them, but also listen to them and understand them. And then following that, you also have those two, that chain, which looks like a handcuff between the B and the E. Yeah. That is representative of those who are currently incarcerated, or maybe they found Jesus while incarcerated and they're out now. And so that's really the population that I'm aiming towards with this channel. And I'm sure you're asking why. Fun fact, I am currently a social worker. And so a lot of this channel will be talking about things from not only a biblical lens, but also a social work lens as well. I'm going to talk about some of the things, I've seen in the church, especially as a newer Christian, and how it's becoming incredibly difficult for me. And I know a lot of times you hear social work and you think of all of these crazy ideas, but at the end of the day, we really are just here to be helpers and try to elevate and serve those who are underserved and give them an opportunity for a better life. So that's kind of a nutshell of what you should expect here. As far as who I am, I don't really want to go too much into detail because I have a whole video planned with my own testimony, which I'll probably do either in second, third video on this channel. But really quickly, again, my name's Megan. You can also call me Meg. I don't really have a preference. I'm pretty indifferent now. I used to hate being called Meg because of Family Guy, but I've gotten past that. But long story short, back in my early 20s, I was working in a strip club. I was battling addiction, and I was also part of a Wiccan coven. So God wasn't the center point of my life for many, many years. And what I can say is that working in a strip club did contribute to a lot of struggles that I have. There's a lot of memories I wish I didn't have. And a lot of things that I experienced while being in there, that definitely changed my life and my perspective on a lot of things. And with that being said, I will say that today, aside from just being a social worker, I also do have a ministry where I go into local strip clubs and delivers, small gifts. I try to inspire them and bring them hope and let them know how loved they are right where they're at. Which brings me to my next point. Sorry, I don't know. I'm not a very social person, so that's why I keep stopping and tripping over my words and all of that. If I'm being completely honest, going off on a side tangent, I didn't want to start this channel. I mean, I do, but I'm not severely extroverted. And so for me to come on the internet and put myself out there, especially being well aware of how mean some people can be. It's kind of intimidating, because I'm not trying to wake up in the morning with a bunch of hateful comments. It just, it's not fun for anybody. But, I got Christ with me, so we're going to push through. So, with that being said, like I said, because this is a brand new channel, things aren't going to look as glamorous. They're going to be kind of choppy, a little bit sloppy. Right now, you've got this lovely view of my note board that's empty and my dirty window from my dog rubbing his snoot all over it. Um, so bear with me while we get things set up. But anywho, like I said, it wasn't easy for me to start this channel, but I did it because I felt like there was a lot going on in the background with me, and going to churches and trying to find like a place to serve and, family to be a part of. I did find it at a few churches. Unfortunately, the best one we had to move, so we had to leave. Shout out to RCC, y'all know who you are. But there, I'm still in a place where I'm looking for one back here in my hometown of San Antonio, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit picky. I personally look for more of the meat and potatoes. Like, I want to hear what Bible stories mean and the hidden meanings, and how the Bible interprets the Bible. And it's kind of hard to find that. I guess I'm looking for more something like a theologian as opposed to a pastor, but I'll get into that in another day as well. So just know that wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you're not wrong, and God puts us in some interesting places and teaches us lessons along the way. And sometimes our struggles are actually what refine us, um, to make us better and to make us more suitable to serve Him. Um, which is where, like I said, my past was working in a strip club, and now I have a strip club ministry. It's just really cool to see how God can flip the script like that. I love the phrase where people say you were trained in enemy camps, and I definitely carry that with me a lot. I feel like a lot of the experiences that I have prepared me for the job I have today, and for the places that I go into, and for the people that I try to connect with. Because, like I said, not all churches are fully equipped, and I'm not meaning that in a mean way. I just think in churches there's a lot of people who maybe were raised in that environment, and they didn't get exposed to a lot of the things that other people are exposed to in the world. And so I'm hoping that this channel can provide that open space where not only am I going to be able to provide some small education around certain topics, like homelessness, mental illness, addiction, things like that, not only through a social work lens, but also a biblical lens as well. But I also plan to use this channel to elevate the voices that are often overlooked in society. Like I said, for those who are, currently living on the streets or used to be incarcerated, or for those who are even currently struggling with addiction or any of these things, right? If maybe you just heard about Jesus, maybe there's some major event that just occurred that kind of opened your eyes and said, "Hey, let me look into this more," right? Um, and one thing I want to really stress here is that on this channel, I am not the type to tell somebody that they need to change to come to Jesus. I am still well aware of the fact that not everybody who's currently on a spiritual journey is, well, none of us are perfect. Not only are they not perfect, I'm not even perfect. I still struggle with cussing a lot, and I still vape, and I know I'm not supposed to, but um, I don't believe that those things are salvation issues. I don't think that God's going to send me to hell for them, but it is an area of my life that I am still working on changing, just some of the areas, not all of them. And I want people here to know that it's okay. Like, if you're still using and you're still trying to find Jesus, that's okay. Jesus never said, before you come to me, you better have your what together. It's come to me as you are. And once you develop that relationship with Him, He will change the things within you that He deems necessary. So I want to make it abundantly important that here I will never try to sit here and put out any content that makes people feel bad. I'm not going to dance around it. Um, I'm not going to say that a sin is okay just because it makes someone else feel better, but I'm also going to stress the importance of developing that relationship with Christ first, before trying to change. Because the truth is, if all good comes from God, how are you going to get better without him? I'm not saying you can't. Like, there's some therapy modalities out there that can be a little bit helpful if for whatever reason you don't want Jesus in your life, which I don't know why somebody wouldn't, but I respect it if that's their choice. However, I will say that I was not able to make the strides in my life that I have until I accepted Christ. And so, again, I'll kind of get more into that when I get into my personal testimony. But at least for the first video, I just wanted to kind of come on here, explain the purpose, talk about a little bit about who I am, and talk about some things that you can expect to see on here. I will say with this channel, I don't anticipating it being big at all. It's okay if only 5 family members are subscribers, but these videos get around, and I'm hoping that maybe just one person on the internet will see one of the videos I post. If not this one, maybe one, months down the road, but maybe somebody else's testimony, somebody else's experience, maybe one of the educational videos I put out later. Maybe it truly speaks to somebody and gets them to open up their heart and mind and makes them interested in Jesus. And that is my goal. As far as I'm concerned, if this channel only helps one person, then it was beyond worth it. Like I said, this is not usually my thing. I'm not famous. I'm not an influencer. I don't have a lot of followers. I have no desire for that. Um, as you can see, I don't even know how to use this little microphone here. That's why I'm holding it. I had it clipped and then it sounded like I was trying to eat it the whole time. So I'm just going to hold it here. So hopefully when you watch this video, it's not like, rah, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here, do a quick introduction, give you what to expect, and hope that maybe a few of you will be interested in sticking around. If not, I guess I will just talk to a camera until our good Lord comes back to get us one day. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this far. If you have made it this far, bless you for for carrying through this. Because, like I said, I know the first couple of videos are going to be pretty sloppy. So, thank you for your time. Love you all. God bless. And I will be praying for every single person that so much as just open this video once I get off. So yeah, I hope you all have. Oh, one more thing. I do plan to upload videos every Monday. I can't commit to that necessarily because there's a lot going on in my life, which again I might talk about a little bit later. I just didn't want to make this first episode unbearably long. So in the next episode, when I do talk about my testimony, I'll kind of talk about what I'm going through in life right now. And so if I miss a week or two of videos, just know I'm not trying to not upload. It's just that I've got a lot of other things going on, and I'm trying to maintain a healthy work-life balance and all that fun stuff. So um, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you and your time. God bless and stay well.